This faceless YouTube channel is making over $24,000 a month just by creating and uploading YouTube shorts. And the best part is, it's all done by AI. The titles, the descriptions, the hashtags, and the content were all generated using AI. And these simple videos are getting millions and millions of views. Here's one of their latest videos.
Back that you kissed him yesterday, it's the feeling of betrayal that I just can't seem to shake and everything.
Now, as you can see, it's just relatable and shareable content, and I'm going to show you how to create over 1,000 of these videos absolutely free in no time at all. You can apply this method that I'm going to show you to generate thousands of not only YouTube shorts, but this can also be used to generate thousands of Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and TikTok videos. We're going to use 2 AI tools to make this happen and automate everything we're doing. You don't need a professional video editor or any tech skills to make this work. So the first tool we're going to use is ChatGPT. Now, to access ChatGPT, you're going to have to sign up for an account first. And when you log in, you're going to see a screen that looks just like this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the exact prompt that I'm going to show you in a second right below this video along with the secondary prompt. And it's already engineered to give you exactly what we're after here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and paste that prompt in. And let me walk you through what we have here. So basically, we're going to ask it to create 50 sets of facts, and sets being the topic, the part 1 and the part 2, just like you saw in the example video. I'm giving it a bunch of examples below this, and I'm also asking it to format it in a way that we can copy and paste this into our next tool. So it becomes really easy, and it's going to give you a table with that breakdown step by step. And I also asked it to adjust with a couple different fact types like psychology, crush, relationship, boy, girls, and so on. And that way, we're going to get a really nice variety of facts. And I also made it very specifically focus on stuff that's very relatable. So that way, it's highly shareable, highly engagement driven. This is going to be exactly what we're after and what you typically see on YouTube that you would otherwise interact with. So we have our prompt that's been engineered quite a few times. We played around this quite a lot, and then all of our examples here. And then all what we're going to do is click on this button. And once ChatGPT is finished, you can see here that it generated all of these different facts here in a table format. You then want to do a quick check. Is that what you're after? In this case, it's exactly what we're after. We have our column 1 of different types of facts, our column 2 of the starting point, and our column 3 of the end. Kind of the punchline as it were. So this is going to generate us 50 facts to start. You can adjust this number if you want, but I wouldn't go beyond 50. Somewhere between 30 and 50 is the sweet spot to get the best quality out of ChatGPT. If you ask for 100 facts or 200 facts, it may or may not give it to you to begin with, but it may also give you a lot of garbage because it's trying to fit a lot into one short prompt. Whereas when you ask for a smaller amount, it does focus more on quality within that. So here's the first 50. If we wanted to get to 1,000, we're just gonna copy and paste the second prompt in, which is this one right here. Come up with 50 more using the same specifications and don't repeat the previous one. That way we get all unique. I'm not gonna have you sit here and watch me generate 1,000 videos worth of prompts. So we're going to start with just these 50 and then we will move on. And you can of course just follow along if you want to generate 1,000 or 2,000 or even 5 or 6,000. I generated over 1,000 when I tested this out without any issues following the exact same flow. So I know it can happen. So that's it. What we're going to do now is copy everything we have here. So let's copy this entire table and we're going to move on to our next tool, which is Canva.com. And we're going to use this tool to do some automated editing. So we can put this all together and create tons and tons of videos at once. And you're gonna see here, I'm gonna be able to generate 50 videos with just a little bit of tweaking and adjusting. So when you have signed up or you've logged in, you will see this screen here. Now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna click on this search bar in the middle and type in YouTube Shorts. And we're going to select the YouTube Shorts template here. And then we're gonna go ahead and select create blank template. And this is gonna go ahead and give us a blank template ready to use. And we're gonna be doing a handful of things to get this template ready to then start the automated video creation side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a background video. We're gonna add some text placeholders for our topic, our part 1 text, and our part 2 text. And then we're gonna import all of our data. So the first tip, let's add a video background here. So we're going to click on apps in the bottom left here, and then we're gonna scroll down a little bit until you see videos here. You can also go ahead and search for videos using this search bar here. So once you to click on videos. Here in this search bar, we're going to go ahead and type something like beach or sunset or something similar. We want something that has kind of an ambient nature, just like what you saw in the example. So let's search for sunset, and we just want to choose any of these videos here. As you can see, there is ones that have this little crown on them. When we go to the actual bulk creation, you will need to set up a free trial, and you can actually go ahead and set up the free trial and then immediately cancel, and you will still be able to use it. But that's what I see, a bunch of these with these little crowns. If you don't have your free trial activated yet, you may not see any of those. You will just see ones like this that don't have anything beside it. That means they are free to use. So you want to select any of these videos here. So for example, I'm going to select this one, and we're going to click on it, and we're going to drag it to the edge of your little editor window here. This is going to make it look just like what you're seeing now, where it's attempting to put it as the entire background of your editing window, which is exactly what we want. So if I let go of my mouse cursor here, you can see it's applied as a background video. And now we just need to clean this up, so it's ready to start putting text on it. And to do that, we're gonna make this much shorter because it's longer than 6 seconds. We only really need a 5 to 6 second total video. And we're also gonna make sure that any additional background noise or background music that's already applied to this video is not carried out. So to shorten this up, we will click the little cut icon here, and we're going to drag this all the way down to 6 seconds, and we will hit done. And now we have a 6-second video. Now we're going to go ahead and add our text before we go ahead and connect it to our data to fully automate the creation part. So let's go to text. We're just going to click on add a heading, and we're going to add some adjusting to it. So this is our first piece of text, which is going to be the topic. So I'm just going to replace this text with the word topic, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag it up to the top here. This is about where I want. And now I'm going to go ahead and style it. So to adjust that, I'm going to double click so I highlight everything. I'm going to click on color at the top here and change it to white. And I'm also going to add a background like you saw in the example video. So we will click effects, we will go to background, and by default it usually is black. But if not, click the color and select black, and we will click out of that. And you can see we have our topic text basically ready to go. I'm also going to go ahead and change the font because I think this one doesn't look as good as it could. So I'm going to click on this drop down menu, and I will select a different font like this one, for example. Now it looks better, so I'm going to use that font, but you can choose any font you want. There are tons and tons of fonts to choose from, and if you are using the free trial, you can go ahead and upload your own font, or if you want to use a specific font, you can search for it here in this search box. And it does use the Google font library, so there are tons of fonts to choose from. So choose whatever you like, whatever you want for your style, and then what we're going to do is we're going to click on this and duplicate. We're going to drag this down, and this is going to act as our part 1 text. So I'll double click on it, and I'm going to replace the text here with just part 1, just so we identify what's what. And I'm also going to get rid of the background. So you want to make sure that this text is selected, and then you want to click on effects. I'm going to get rid of the background, so I will click on for style, but I'm going to add an outline because as you can see here, it's already hard to read. So I'll click outline. I'm going to use color black, and I'm going to increase the thickness here to about 100. And as you can see, now it's much easier to read. So that's what we want for the text here. Now there is a part 2, and what we're actually going to do is click on part 1 and then click on duplicate, and we're just going to drag it down here. And I'm going to change this to part 2. We do want it to eventually show in the same place where part 1 is going to be, but if you go ahead and just leave it there, it's going to be really hard to connect the data, and we won't be able to bulk create these videos. And you will see what I mean in just a second. But there is one last thing that we want to do for both of these sets of text, because they might be very long, whereas the topic is typically short. It's going to be about 2 words. The text in part 1 and part 2 can get long, depends on what ChatGPT gave us. So what we're going to do is we're going to click and drag from these edges and have them line up to this other purple outline that gives us kind of a box around the entire video. And that way, when text is put in, it's going to go up to these lines, but not beyond it. And it's going to start going into line 2, line 3, line 4, and so on. And that way, we don't have text that just spills over the edge of the video and becomes unreadable. And you want to do the same thing to this text here. So now our template is almost ready to connect our data. One last thing, we don't want both of these sets of of text to show at the same time. We want part 1 to show first and then part 2. So we want to adjust the timing of when these show so they don't overlap. So to do that, we're going to right click on part 1 and we're going to click show timing, and this is going to give us a little timeline view at the bottom here where we can click on the edge and drag this around to decide where to show the first part of text and when to show the second part of text. And for a 6-second video, I normally like to have most of the video showing the first part and then a shorter amount of the video showing the second part. So that way, in the case it's a long explanation, they potentially have to watch the video twice in order to get the full fact. That way, it just allows you to get a higher overall retention, higher overall watch time, and as a result, your videos can reach more people. So for part 1, we will leave it at 3.5 seconds. You can change this to 4 or 5 seconds. It's up to you, but I think 3.5 is good. And we're gonna do the same for part 2. So if I click on part 2, you can see we still get the time in here. I'm going to change this to show up at the last 2.5 seconds of the video. And there we go. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and start connecting all of our text. Now to do that, we're going to use a tool in Canva called bulk create. So to access that, we click apps in the bottom left and you can see it right here where you found videos. If you can't find it, use the search bar. And when you go ahead and click on it, it's going to ask you to enter in all of your data. Now that's why we ask ChatGPT to give us text in a table format. So that way we can copy and paste this and it knows this is one set of text to connect to, second set of text to connect to, third set of text to connect to. So let's go ahead and copy this and we will go back to Canva and click on enter data manually. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click on clear table and then right click on this box here and paste in all of our text. And there we go. It's already formatted. It knows that these are topics, these are part 1s, and these are part 2s. Let's click done. And now it's going to ask you to connect this to particular elements on your editor. So it knows where to display that info. So let's right click on topic here and then click on connect data and then select topic. You can see it got squiggly lines around it and that means it's been connected up. Let's do the same for part 1. Right click on part 1 here and then click on connect data and then select part 1. And the same for part 2. Right click on part 2 here and then click on connect data and then select part 2. And now that this is connected, which is where these squiggly lines come in, I'm going to drag part 2 back over top of part 1 because that's where we want both sets of text to show. We just want them to show one for 3.5 seconds, then the other for the last 2.5 seconds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and hit continue and then we hit generate here. And then when we hit generate, Canva is gonna instantly generate all of these videos here. Now if I hit play, you can see it shows the first part, then the second part. Next one, it shows the first part and then the second part. And that goes for all of these videos. And now if I'm ready to export these videos and I want to go ahead and upload them to YouTube, I just hit this share button here and then click on download, and you want to make sure you select this download pages as separate files. And we've done all of that with AI and a little bit of automation to make it all happen. And you just have to repeat this as many times you need to get thousands of videos within a few minutes and ready to go for your AI YouTube automation channel. If you are interested in going all in on this side hustle, I created a free YouTube automation course that I posted on my channel, which shows you in depth how to get started with this. In that free course, I show you everything you need to start your YouTube automation journey. I show you how to actually start the channel, how to make engaging thumbnails, how to grow your YouTube channel fast, how to upload the videos, and so much more. So definitely make sure you save that free course for your own reference because it gives you everything you could possibly need to start your YouTube automation journey. So that's it guys for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you are new. So that way we will keep making more videos just like this. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you on the next one.